And welcome into R.A. Faganell Hall for another Blue Jay TV presentation of Elmhurst College Blue Jays women's basketball. Matt Friedman along with you on Blue Jay TV. And this afternoon's matchup pits the Elmhurst Blue Jays, who come in with a 2-1 record on the season against the Washington Bears out of Washington University in St. Louis. The Bears come in with a 3-1 record, and they are the number 8 ranked team in NCAA Division III as ranked by D3Hoops.com. So a very stiff matchup this afternoon for Elmhurst. Elmhurst has not played in 10 days. Their last game came on November 20th in a loss at Coe College, 56-51. They fell in that game. They missed their last 5 shots of the game after they were down just 5 with 2 minutes to play, but now we're going to tip this one up, and the tap is won by WashU. They're going from left to right, wearing the red jerseys with the white numbers. On the left wing, it's Melissa Gilkey. Gilkey pushes it up top. Now it comes here to the near side. Jordan Thompson, nice pass inside to Gilkey for the lay-in. Melissa Gilkey, the 6'1 sophomore forward, puts WashU on top 2-0 here in the early going. Bringing it across is Sinet for Elmhurst, and she dumps it down low to Fiona McMahon, who goes off the glass, no good, but a nice rebound run down by Tess Godhart. Elmhurst wearing that light blue with the dark blue numbers. Ball gets tapped outside. Here's Godhart running across the lane. Missed the left-hand layup. Was bothered on the shot by Gilkey. It goes out of bounds, and the ball is going to be turned over to the Bears. Washington has been one of the most successful women's basketball programs in NCAA Division III. They break the full court pressure, but then it's stolen away by Elmhurst. Here comes Godhart. Godhart pushes it down the floor to Kim Schwartman, and she double dribbled. 2-0, Washington leading Elmhurst. Just under a minute into the action. Again, Elmhurst with that full court trap. It's Devin Vaughn along with Kim Schwartman putting on the pressure, but Washington lobs it across to Alyssa Johansson. She'll dip it down low where it's ripped away by Devin Vaughn. Nice hands from the junior guard, and she'll push it ahead down the left wing to Sinet. Sinet around the screen for McMahon, looking for the pick and roll. She finally finds her underneath, missed the left-hand layup, rips that rebound away. McMahon goes back up, missed, and Jordan Thompson collects the rebound. She's going to push it for WashU. Nice pass inside to the streaking Maddie Sheppers, who will lay that one in to make it 4-0 Washington. Sheppers, the leading scorer at 14.3 points per game, a 5'10 sophomore guard out of Bossier City, Louisiana. Elmhurst in a 4-0 hole under 2 minutes into the action. Kim Schwartman tries that three, but it's too strong off back iron. The rebound is picked down by Melissa Gilkey, the 6'1 sophomore forward. Quickly pushed underneath, and that is a very nice look, but a missed shot by Sheppers. Rebound torn away by Fiona McMahon. Nice lob pass ahead. Godhart streaks in and lays it up and in. Devin Vaughn on the assist. Tess Godhart puts Elmhurst on the board, and quick pace of action here in the early going. 17:44 remaining in the first half, and it's 4-2. Washington leading Elmhurst. We have a timeout. We will keep it right here. Fast-paced action going back and forth in this contest so far, and this is a game in which Elmhurst, we've seen them full court pressuring so far against Washington, and they'll need to somehow establish their pace because this is a Washington team that is very well coached, and that's still an understatement by Nancy Fahey. She's in her 27th season, has an .846 win percentage, which is 5th all-time among all NCAA coaches, men's and women's. She's won 5 NCAA championships here with Washington. That's the most among NCAA Division III teams. She's the first D3 coach to do that. Washington inbounds, and the shot is knocked down by Alyssa Johansson, plus the tax. Devin Vaughn on the foul there. That is her first and the team first. Johansson will go to the line to try to complete a 3-point play. She's 8 of 10 at the foul line so far this year, averaging 9 points per game. She'll lob the free throw up and good. 3-point play makes it 7-2 Washington, leading Elmhurst. 17:40 left to play in the first half. It's brought across into the front court. Now it's Devin Vaughn at the top of the key. This is Tess Godhart. Godhart on the left wing, the 5'10 sophomore swing player as that goes down underneath, back out. Godhart, 18-footer across the rim. Nice rebound by Devin Vaughn, and she'll lay it in. Devin Vaughn coming off of a tough effort in the Blue Jays' last game against Cole College. She had just 2 points, but scores a pair there. 7-4 now, the Blue Jays trailing. That three-pointer missed, and the rebound loose on the deck. It's out of bounds. It will stay on that end of the floor with Washington. This is the 4th all-time meeting between the two sides. Washington has won 2 of the 3 in the series. They last played December 4th, 2010. Just under 2 years ago, Washington won 61-36, and now Karen Sinnett with the steal, the transfer out of Judson University in Elgin. The junior in her first year with Elmhurst. Elmhurst trailing by 3, just over 3 minutes into the action. Godhart throwing it to Sinnett, middle of the lane, floats it in. Karen Sinnett last year at Judson averaged 9.4 points and led the team with 4 assists so far this year. The Anchorage, Alaska native averaging just over 3 points for Elmhurst to go along with a team-high 5.7 assists. Elmhurst now just trailing by 1 at 7-6. Along the far side, now it goes to the top of the key, Gilkey into the right wing. That's Thompson. She dumps it down low where it's ripped away from Gilkey, but a foul is called. That's the second on Elmhurst. It's also the second on Devin Vaughn, who's shaking her head. A couple of substitutions now for Elmhurst. Stephanie Mitchell into the game, the 5'11 senior forward, along with Claire Monroe. She's a 5'5 freshman guard out of West Chicago High School. Running inside, Alyssa Johansson threw it up around the rim, no good, and the rebound by Monroe. She's going to push it the other way. Claire Monroe across the timeline, averaging 4.5 points per game. Monroe hands it off to Sinnett on the right wing. Now here's Godhart. Elmhurst trying to take the lead on this possession for the first time in this ball game. Monroe around the screen up top, fires off the back rim, and the rebound is picked up by Melissa Gilkey. Bringing it across now is Thompson. Jordan Thompson racing up to the right block, and she is rejected. That was Sinnett on the block. Now we see 3 subs come on for Washington. They bring Kristen Anda into the game, along with Katie Beth Bewin. And joining them on the floor is Nishi Tavernier, a 5'6 senior guard. It quickly goes inside. It's thrown up no good by Anda, but Anda is able to recover her own rebound. Now it's outside to Tavernier along the left wing. 1 point lead for Washington, 15:25 to go in the first half. That's a beautiful look inside. Goes in from Tavernier, and scoring the bucket is Melissa Gilkey. She has 4 points. It's 9-6 Washington. Sinnett, left point, being guarded closely by Tavernier. Now it's pushed to the far side wing. That's Paige Pachotti just checked into the game. I should say Pachotti, and now a travel called on Godhart. Pachotti in for Elmhurst for the first time, the 5'7 sophomore guard. She's averaging just over 3 points per game. She's out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Now the 3rd foul of the game will be called on Elmhurst. No team fouls have been called on Washington so far. That one was on Godhart, and that is her first foul. Devin Vaughn already on the bench with 2 fouls. Tethny Carrillo, the 6th-year head coach for Elmhurst, is already lobbying with the officials along the far sideline. Carrillo, a .553 win percentage as the Blue Jays coach. Up top, that's Gilkey on the jumper, and she is fouled. The 4th foul already of the half on Elmhurst. She's headed to the line for a pair of shots. They do not call it a shooting foul. The foul was on Stephanie Mitchell. That's her first. And now 4 team fouls on Elmhurst to none for Washington. Tavernier brings it up along the left sideline. Now out to Bewin. She'll lob it down low. Gilkey gets triple teamed, and she walked. Nice crashing defense by Elmhurst on the interior. Sinnett was able to get in there and really bothered Gilkey on the turnover. Elmhurst with the basketball, trailing 9-6, 14.5 minutes to play in the first half of action. Monroe dumps it down low. Godhart streaking across the lane. Now Mitchell. It goes to Picciotti. Picciotti up top now to Godhart. Godhart finds Sinet. Sinet guarded by Tavernier. Lob pass is knocked away. Here comes Johansson. Johansson is pushing it 2-on-2, poked away by Monroe, out of bounds. It stays with Washington. Maddie Sheppers will check back into the game for Washington, and Johansson goes to the bench with 3 points. Sheppers has 2 points. Now on the inbounds pass, that shot is missed by Anda, but on the rebound, a foul is called. We're seeing the leadership from Karen Sinet. She's already calling her teammates together to discuss that defensive possession. They were unable to rebound. Maddie Sheppers heads to the line. That foul was on Sinet. Already 5 fouls on Elmhurst. First free throw is good. Sheppers now 8 of 10 at the free throw line this season. Last year as a freshman averaged 6.5 points per game along with 4 rebounds. This year leading the team with over 14 points per game, and she's 6 of 11 from three-point range coming in. She calmly knocks down both free throws. It's an 11-6 lead for Washington over Elmhurst. Elmhurst traveling right to left, brought across by Sinet. Sinet up top of the key, dribbles with the left hand. Now it goes to Picciotti. Picciotti looking down low for Fiona McMahon, and the first foul of the game on Washington is called. Foul was called on Jordan Reddick, and the first foul on the Bears. Sinet looking to inbound, throws it down low to Stephanie Mitchell. She has it ripped away, and now a tie-up. It's a jump ball. It's going to stay with Elmhurst. This Washington team, ranked number 8 in the nation by D3Hoops.com. They're coming off of a blowout win over Coe College, 81-46 last Sunday, in which 13 players scored for them. A couple of substitutions now coming in. It's Jordan Thompson back on the floor and Lucy Montgomery into the game for the first time for Washington, the 5'7" junior guard, just under 7 points per game. And she is 8 of 16 from downtown for this team that shoots 43% from behind the arc. Picciotti up top for Elmhurst. Now she's going to bounce it to Sinet. Sinet looking down low, trying to shovel it down there for McMahon, but threw it away, and it's going back to the Bears. That's the 4th turnover for Elmhurst. 3 turnovers so far for the Bears, but the Bears will make turnover number 4. They throw it away on the inbounds pass, trying to throw it to center court where it was stolen away by Stephanie Mitchell. Here comes Sinet. Sinet now to Monroe. That's Monroe on the right wing. Monroe looking for a cutter, throws it out top to Fiona McMahon. McMahon puts it on the deck with the left hand. Now it's back up top. Mitchell looking to set a screen. Sinet needs to throw it back across the court. It gets to Picciotti to the left block, and that was blocked out of bounds by Reddick. Couple of more substitutions. Schwertman back on the floor. For the Blue Jays, Melissa Gilkey is back out there for the Bears. Fiona McMahon to inbound. Elmhurst trailing 11-6, 13-10 left to play. First half, and a shot clock violation. Picciotti did not get the shot away in time. The Bears have scored the last 4 points. Devin Vaughn back on the floor now with 2 points and 2 fouls. Anda is in the backcourt. I should say that's Jordan Thompson, and now they'll get it across. Sheppers on the left wing. Gives it up to Montgomery. Montgomery to Thompson. Thompson guarded by Devin Vaughn. To the free throw line extended. Now to the left wing. Montgomery puts it on the deck with the right hand. Nice lob pass inside, but it's tipped away by Fiona McMahon and stolen by Stephanie Mitchell for the Blue Jays, and here they come right to left. Crossover dribble, driving inside. Schwertman could not finish with the left hand. The rebound torn away by Gilkey, and here come the Bears. They want to break. Montgomery slows it up, though. Now to the near side, Jordan Thompson. Thompson with the pass to Sheppers. Down low, that's a good look to Reddick, and the foul. Jordan Reddick with her first bucket of the game. Foul was on Fiona McMahon, her first. That's 6 on Elmhurst. One more foul on Elmhurst. And Washington will be shooting free throws the rest of the half. They'll be in the 1-and-1 with one more foul. Michaela Strelu just checked in as Reddick hits the free throw. Strelu, a 5'6" freshman guard, is in there now for Elmhurst. Here comes Schwertman. Schwertman to the left side, and there's Strelu, lobs it down low. It's stolen away, but a foul is called on Washington. That's on Sheppers. Second foul on the Bears. First on Sheppers. Strelu out of Batavia, Illinois. Devin Vaughn looking to inbound it for Elmhurst. Elmhurst trailing 14-6. This is a 7-0 run and another turnover by Elmhurst. Not a hot shooting start for either side. 31% for the Bears, 25% for Elmhurst. Driving it down low, Thompson almost threw it away. It's saved in, though, by Montgomery. And the possession stays alive. 17 on the shot clock. A drive inside, and Gilkey banks it in over Vaughn. Melissa Gilkey pacing all scores with 6 points in the first half. It's 16-6 now, Washington over Elmhurst. 11:39 left to play in this first half of action. Strelu over to Godhart. Godhart brings it over to the left wing looking for a cutter, and she's hounded over there by Gilkey. Now to Strelu. Strelu to Vaughn. That's a deep jumper on the line, and it's good. Devin Vaughn now with 4 points. The team leader with 4 assists per game has shown a nice shooting stroke so far. She just 1 of 6 on threes this year, but that time she was on the line for a 2-pointer. And that run, which had ballooned to a 9-0 run, ends there for the Bears. Under 11 minutes to play in the first half. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Lucy Montgomery comes up short on the 3, but the rebound by Jordan Redding, the team leader with 6 boards per game, pulls that one down. And it's a second try at it now for the Bears. On the right wing, Thompson comes around the screen, rolling, and wide open was Gilkey, but Thompson did not pass. Instead, she's bumped and fouled. That puts the Bears in the 1-and-1. Substitution brings Johansson back on for the Bears. Kim Schwertman was called for that foul. Schwertman returns this season after missing all of 2012 with a knee injury. Jordan Thompson missed that free throw, but the rebound to Reddick. She puts it on the rim, no good, and on the rebound, a foul on the Bears. Now a timeout is, no, it's not a timeout, just substitution coming back on the floor is Sinet. Joining her, Nikki Moan, who comes on for the first time, the 5'10" sophomore forward out of Greenwood, Indiana, averaging 2 points, 2 rebounds per game. Brought along the near side. Now it's going to Moan, back out left wing to Schwertman. Schwertman driving in. Nice move to bring it to the hole and lay it in with the left hand. Kim Schwertman with her first bucket of the game. She's averaging just under 11 points per contest and also leads the team with 3.7 steals per game, but it's been good to have her back. She averaged 5.5 points per game in 2011 before missing all of last year due to injury, and now Fiona McMahon with the steal. It goes ahead to Vaughn, right block, lays it up too strong. McMahon with the board in the bucket. Timeout called by the Bears. Nancy Fahey wants to talk about it with her team. A 6-0 run for Elmhurst with 9:49 left to play in the first half. It is 16-12, Washington on top. The Bears made a 9-0 run, and then Elmhurst answering with a 6-0 run to get themselves back into this. This is a Bears team. I mentioned all the success that they've had, 5 NCAA titles. Those came in 98, 99, 2000, 2001, and 2010. So they won 4 straight between 98 and the 2001 season. They've also faced a tough schedule so far this season. Their schedule so far ranked number 6 in all of NCAA Division III. 2 of their 4 opponents have been ranked, and their only loss came to number 1 DePauw. It was a 60-59 final score. Back on the floor, under 10 minutes to play in the first half. The Bears leading Elmhurst 16-12, a game that Elmhurst has not led, and they've trailed by as many as 10. On the right wing, it's Katie Beth Bewin. Nice pass inside, but the shot was missed by Gilkey, and now Elmhurst wants to run after the turnover. Sinnett will slow things down a little bit. Angles across the timeline. Brings it over to the right wing. Sinnett putting it on the deck, floats it up, no good, off front rim, and that rebound is torn down by Reddick. Bewin brings it the other way. Now along the far sideline to Johansson. Johansson being guarded by Vaughn. A skip pass that was unintentional, but it finds the hands of Bewin. Now to Montgomery. Montgomery throws it up top. That's a 16-footer. It's off the back rim, and the rebound is going to result in the jump ball. It stays with the Bears. Maddie Sheppers will check back into the game. Sheppers, along with Melissa Gilkey, are 2 of the 6 sophomores that see playing time on this squad. They are sophomore-led. They're looking to inbound it as their sophomores for Washington average 40 points per game. That shot was missed and rebounded by Sinnett. Sinnett with a long skip pass up the floor, and it's Nikki Moan now to Picciotti, and she traveled. This Washington team averages 74.5 points per game, and 40 of those points are scored by sophomores, 27 of them by Gilkey and Sheppers. 16-12, the Bears leading Elmhurst. The Blue Jays hanging in there, 8:30 left to play first half. Here on Blue Jay TV, Matt Friedman with you. We have a foul called before that entry feed, and that is foul number 8 on the Blue Jays. And that's Devin Vaughn already with 3 fouls here in the first half, also with 4 points. She is an aggressive defender that can pay off as it does with her 2.3 steals per game. That free throw is up and good by Melissa Gilkey. She now has 7 points. Gilkey now 13 of 15 at the line so far this season. She was a preseason All-American honorable mention. She was her conference's Rookie of the Year last year. That free throw bangs out and rebounded by Elmhurst. As Gilkey splits that trip to the line, Elmhurst now trailing it 17-12. There's 8:20 left to play in the first half. Left wing, Sinnett. Sinnett throws it up top to Claire Monroe, who's checked back into the game. We have a foul underneath. It's going to be a hold on the Bears. 4th foul on Washington. That foul was charged to Sheppers. She now has 2 fouls on her account. That brings Lucy Montgomery back into the game. Montgomery scoreless so far this afternoon. Nikki Moan passes it to Monroe. Back to Moan. Fires the 3. Buries it. Nikki Moan hits the first 3 of the ball game for either side. Moan now 2 of 5 from downtown this season. Came in averaging 2 points, 2 rebounds a game, and Elmhurst within 2 now at 17-15. Ball is lobbed down low, and it's ripped away by Elmhurst. The Blue Jays have a chance to tie, maybe take the lead. Here comes Sinnett, driving hard, right alley, throws it up across the rim, no good. Moan gonna rip that rebound away, turns around, and couldn't get the roll. The whole bench for the Blue Jays had jumped up in anticipation of that bucket, which would have tied the game. Instead, Elmhurst still trailing by 2. 7:22 left to play first half. There's another steal by Elmhurst. Here comes Sinnett, 1-on-2. Sinnett traveled. That was Monroe who passed it off to Sinnett, who was called for the walk. Elmhurst with 6 steals in this game to 1 for Washington so far. And it's been Fiona McMahon leading the Blue Jays in that category. She has 3 steals already this afternoon. McMahon known more for blocks, points, and rebounds, not so much steals. 8 turnovers aside so far. Washington trying to add on to their 2-point lead. They've led by as many as 10 in this first half. 7 minutes to go in it. Lob down low and in the game for the first time. Laying it up and in, that's Steph Vukotic, the 6'4" sophomore center out of Akron, Ohio, with the bucket right after checking into the game. She's now 6 of 7 from the field this season. That first shot was missed by Monroe, but she'll get the rebound kicked right back out to her. She stays with it. Monroe with Elmhurst trailing by 4. There's Moan, same spot, same result. Nikki Moan knocks down her second 3 of the game. She has 6 points. Elmhurst back to within 1 at 19-18. Jordan Thompson driving. The Blue Jays have not led in this game. They want the ball back and a chance to take the lead for the first time. The shot was missed. Vukotic, though, the bucket and the foul. And that's kind of the backbreaker for Elmhurst when you look at the matchup on paper. This Washington team has 6 6-footers on the roster, and 3 of them were in the starting lineup this afternoon. Elmhurst has just 1 6-foot starter, and that is Fiona McMahon. And only 1 6-footer being McMahon on their roster today is Vukotic. Hits the free throw. How about Steph Vukotic? She is 7 out of 8 on field goal attempts this season. The sophomore averaging 3 points a game, already has 5 points. She's been on the floor for all of 2 minutes. Elmhurst trailing by 4 now. Ball swing finds Kim Schwertman. Schwertman dashing across the lane, kicks it back outside. There's Monroe, and it's stolen away by Montgomery. Montgomery pushing it for the Bears. Here they come left to right. Dribbling it inside. It's thrown up, no good by Bwin. Again, though, the Bears stay with the rebound. Montgomery's 3 too strong. Rebound out of bounds, and it goes back to Elmhurst. Washington out rebounding Elmhurst 16-14. 9-8 on the offensive glass. So it hasn't been too lopsided yet in that category, but we just saw a pair of offensive rebounds on that trip for Washington. 5:23 left to go, first half. Elmhurst trailing by 4 at 22-18. Backing down Schwertman. Now it's Stephanie Mitchell, left elbow J off the front rim. Rebound to Montgomery. In traffic, it got stolen away. Schwertman lays it in off the steal. Schwertman just went in there and ripped that ball right out of the hands of Montgomery. Elmhurst back to within 2 at 22-20. As Thompson brings it across the timeline, under 5 minutes to play first half. Left wing, it's Bwin. She finds Montgomery up top. Montgomery around the screen from Vukotic. That's a nice pass on the roll, and Vukotic couldn't finish. Nicely bothered in there by Nikki Moan. Moan throws it up ahead to Monroe to the left wing. Elmhurst trying to tie it or take the lead on this possession. Mitchell deep down low, throws it outside to Moan. Nice ball swing. Godhart with an offensive foul. And the fans on this side are yelling at the officials. Tethny Carrillo has a disgusted look on her face as she greets the official who made that call. That's Godhart on the foul, her second. It is not a team foul, but Elmhurst already has hit the limit. Any defensive fouls send Washington to the line for 2 shots. Jordan Thompson, right wing, the ball gets swung around. Nice lob down low, knocked away by Mitchell. It's actually off the hand of Vukotic. And back to Elmhurst. The Blue Jays bench really up and into this one. And how can they not be encouraged by the performance so far? Again, you just look at who these teams have played, and you see that the Bears beat Coe College 81-46, while Elmhurst lost to Coe College. So just looking at that result, you'd expect that this would be a tough day for Elmhurst, but they've been the tough one so far, as that's Claire Monroe with a 3 that missed off the back rim. Rebound falls into the hands of Thompson. That's a nice feed up ahead, and Stephanie Mitchell called for the foul as Anda was trying to finish. That's a good foul, though, by Mitchell. Make her go to the line and earn it. Foul number 2 on Stephanie Mitchell. Anda at the line, where she's 9 of 15 this season. And that one is going to miss off the front rim. Second free throw up, and it rattled out. Stephanie Mitchell with the rebound. Elmhurst again, a chance to tie it or take the lead. It goes up top. This is Schwertman. Schwertman over to Monroe. Monroe to Nikki Moan. 20 seconds, plenty of time to shoot it. 3.5 to go in the half. Stephanie Mitchell, that's a nice feed out there to Monroe in the right corner. She spins down low. Mitchell, foul line jumper, ties the game. We are tied at 22 on the jumper by Mitchell. Her first 2 points of the game. Again, Elmhurst still is not led, but they trailed by as many as 10 at 16-6. And since then, they are on a 16-6 run of their own. 3-ball, Thompson missed it. Rebound Monroe. Elmhurst looking to take the lead for the first time in the game. Moan pulls up right wing. Monroe was cutting, but that pass was too far out in front of her. It's stolen away. Here comes Bwin. Bwin driving down the lane left side underneath. Anda missed the layup, and it's stripped away by Schwertman. They have a 3-on-1. Here comes Godhart for the lead. Yes! Elmhurst takes the first lead of the game at 24-22. Fans coming to their feet here at Faganell Hall, where the Blue Jays are trying to pull a stunning upset over Washington. We still have 22 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in this game, but the Blue Jays have given the Bears everything that they can handle so far. Elmhurst is led by Nikki Moan with 6 points. Melissa Gilkey has 7 to lead Washington so far. Shooting-wise, Elmhurst now shooting 41%, holding Washington to just 28%. And again, the steals, Elmhurst 7 steals to just 3 for Washington, and Elmhurst even out rebounding Washington 21-17. 2:40 left to play. First half, Elmhurst has their first lead. It's 24-22. They're on an 18-6 run. Up top, it's Jordan Redding. Redding with the handoff. The Bears looking for an answer. They run the weave up top, crossover dribble. It's given up into the corner. Now Redding with that 18-foot jumper came up short. Long rebound to McMahon, but it's stolen away from her by Jordan Thompson, who outraced her to the ball. Underneath, that's Johansson, and she'll tie it back up. Alyssa Johansson now with 5 points, and we're tied at 24. 2 minutes left to play first half of action. On Blue Jay TV, Matt Friedman here with you. We have a good one going. Elmhurst and Washington University in St. Louis tied at 24. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Thompson steals it away, and she is on the break by herself. She'll lay it up left hand and good. Thompson has her first 2 points of the game. And now Elmhurst behind again, 26-24, but it's tied right back up at 26 on the jumper by Kim Schwertman. She has 6 points, and a timeout is taken by the Bears. 1:33 left to play in this first half. We are all tied up at 26. Elmhurst coming into the game had forced their opponents into 26 turnovers per game. You compare that to their turnovers that they have actually had as a team. They average 13 a game, and they're showing why they have that ability to force turnovers, steal the ball away, and that has been huge for them in their first half, scoring a lot of points in transition because of their defense. After those early struggles at 16-6, they have really buckled down onto the defensive side of the ball. We're tied at 26, 1:33 left to go in the half. Jordan Thompson going to walk it across for Washington. Now it goes to Tavernier, who's back into the game. Thompson on the left wing, 18 seconds to shoot it, plenty of time. It goes now to Johansson inside. It's Redding. She missed the shot, rebound out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Bears. Nikki Moan with 6 points checks back in for Elmhurst. Tess Godhart goes to the bench with 2 points. Tied at 26. Bears looking to inbound. It goes into the left wing. Gilkey, now Johansson. Tavernier on the near side. She finds a cutter. That's Thompson driving in, swoops in and missed it. Right hand, but Rettig with the rebound. Back out, Tavernier wide open, but does not shoot. She pulls it back outside. 15 on the shot clock, under a minute to go in the half. Washington and Elmhurst tied at 26. Tavernier looking, finds Rettig, lobs it down low. That's a good entry feed, but it's knocked away, out of bounds. It is going to stay with Washington. 3 seconds to shoot. Washington to inbound. It's Jordan Thompson. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Tied at 26. Thompson lobs it in. Wide open Gilkey knocks it down. Gilkey with 9 points. It's 28-26. Washington on top of Elmhurst by 2. That's a nice look to Mitchell. Throws it in. McMahon for the layup to tie it back up at 28. Fiona McMahon with her first 2 of the game. All tied up at 28. This will be the final possession of the first half. Shot clock turned off. 15 seconds to go in the half. Thompson going to let that clock run down a little bit more. We're now at 10 seconds to play in the half, tied at 28. Thompson runs it all the way to the left block, banked it up, no. Rebound out of bounds, and Elmhurst will have a chance to take the lead going into halftime as they get the ball back with 5.6 left in the first half. It's going to be Karen Sinnett to inbound. Paige Paciotti will come on, as will Claire Monroe. They join Nikki Moan, Kim Schwertman, and Karen Sinnett. Paciotti to inbound it. 5.6 seconds left in the half. Here's Sinnett. Sinnett across the timeline. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. She needs to fire it up. Does. No good at the buzzer. That will end the first half of action. Elmhurst ending that first half on a 22-12 run. They go into the locker room tied at 28 after they had been trailing by as many as 10 at 16-6 in this first half, and they are giving the number 8 Washington Bears all they can handle so far. We'll take a break for halftime, come back, and get you set for the second half, tied at 28 on Blue Jay TV. Set to start the second half of action here at Faganell Hall. Matt Friedman back with you on Blue Jay TV. We're about to start the second half between Elmhurst and Washington. A good first half at that. It was 28-28 at halftime. Elmhurst trailed 16-6 early on. They finished the first half on a 22-12 run after trailing by as many as 10 to tie the game going into the half. And the big storylines from the first half, Elmhurst out shooting Washington 45% to 30%. The Bears are 0 for 5 from downtown. That was their calling card coming into this game. They were shooting 43% from beyond the arc, but they're 0 for 5 so far. Meanwhile, thanks to Nikki Moan knocking down a pair of three-point shots, Elmhurst is 2 for 5 shooting threes. Also, we talked about the fact that Washington has 6 different 6-footers in their lineup. Elmhurst has just one. However, Elmhurst is out rebounding the Bears 22-20 in the first half. It was Melissa Gilkey leading all scorers with 9 points. For Elmhurst, Kim Schwertman along with Nikki Moan each had 6 points. Leading rebounder is Jordan Reddick. She has 5 boards for the Bears. 4 of them are offensive. Jordan Thompson leading everybody with 4 assists, and it's Fiona McMahon with 3 steals to lead everybody in that category. Elmhurst has the ball to start the second half, moving left to right, tied at 28 as we begin the second half of action. Devin Vaughn has it on the left wing. Vaughn was in foul trouble all first half, has 3 fouls. Missed the shot. Fiona McMahon on the board. The turnaround across the rim. Got her own and couldn't get it to fall. It hung on the rim but would not go down for Fiona McMahon after grabbing that rebound. She had 4 points in the first half, and we stay tied at 28 as Jordan Thompson brings it out top. Thompson has it stolen away on that pass, and bringing it the other way is Kim Schwertman for the left-hander, but it missed. She came up short on that layup attempt. Schwertman had 6 points in the first half, and bringing it the other way, it's the knockdown by Alyssa Johansson. Johansson now with 7 points after 5 in the first half, and it's a 30-28 lead for the Bears. Elmhurst working with it. Godhart has it top of the key, drives left of the lane, and gets fouled. It's a shooting foul, and that one's going to go on Melissa Gilkey, her first. That's the first foul here in the second half. The Bears never allowed Elmhurst to shoot a free throw in the first half. They had just 4 fouls, and none of them were shooting fouls. But Godhart, with the first free throw attempt of the game, will drill it. Godhart now 4 for 5 at the line this season. Godhart now with 6 points as she knocks both free throws down. 19 minutes to go in the game, and we're tied again at 30. The Bears with it on the right wing. It's Sheppers. Now it goes up top to Anda. Anda swings it to Thompson. Jordan Thompson puts it on the deck with the right hand, guarded closely by Sinet. Goes back to Thompson, tries to feed it into the post. Anda gets blocked by Fiona McMahon. McMahon, who came in averaging over a block per game, gets a rejection there. Missed shot by Thompson, out of bounds, back to Elmhurst. In that first half, Elmhurst 7 steals. There were 4 for the Bears. Elmhurst has it. Backing down. That was Schwertman, and now she's going to throw it over to Fiona McMahon. McMahon, nice skip feed. It goes to Godhart, left corner. She'll drive, nice pivot, and hit it. Tess Godhart with 4 second-half points, all 4 of them now for Elmhurst. She has 8 points in the game to lead all Blue Jays scores, and it's 32-30. Elmhurst back on top. 3 was missed by Johansson on the rebound. There's a foul call that goes against the Blue Jays. The foul is by Maddie Sheppers, I should say the rebound, and then she was fouled even though Kim Schwertman, who also went after the board for the Blue Jays, ended up on the ground, but looks like she's okay. That's the second foul on Schwertman and the first team foul on Elmhurst, who leads 32-30 over the 8th-ranked team in Division III by D3Hoops.com. Reading missed the shot from the doorstep. The rebound by Fiona McMahon. Here's Devin Vaughn. Vaughn brings it up to the right elbow. That's a nice look on the pick and roll. Fiona McMahon. McMahon with 6 points, and it's the biggest lead of the night for Elmhurst at 34-30. 17:20 left in the second half. Nice spin move by Thompson. Missed the shot. Reading with the rebound. She missed. Fiona McMahon couldn't get the rebound. It's out of bounds and back to Elmhurst. The Blue Jays trying to add to their 4-point lead. They trailed by as many as 10. They didn't take their first lead until late in the first half. The game was tied 4 times in the first half, and the lead changed hands twice. And we've already had 2 more lead changes in this second half, so 4 on the game. That's Tess Godhart. Now a zone defense. It's a 2-3 zone, and it's stolen away off that zone by Jordan Thompson for the Bears. Whips it ahead to Gilkey, the bucket, and the foul. Melissa Gilkey, the first scorer into double figures. She now has 11 points. She's 5 of 8 from the field. And she'll head to the line where she's 1 for 2 this afternoon. 13 out of 16 on the season. The foul was on Godhart, her 3rd. The free throw is up and good. Gilkey with the 3-point play. Elmhurst's lead is cut to 34-33. Devin Vaughn on the left wing. She's going to drive it inside. It got knocked away. Thompson with another steal. She's pushing it 2-on-1 with Sheppers to the right block. Offensive foul on Maddie Sheppers. Sheppers with her 3rd foul. And that's trouble for the Bears. Maddie Sheppers, their leading scorer. But she was held to 4 points in the first half, came in averaging 14. Sheppers gets Katie Beth Bewin to relieve her. Katie Swanson comes on for the first time for Elmhurst. 5'5" freshman guard out of Oak Forest, Illinois, averaging 3 points per game. And she's 3 of 5. All of her 5 shots have been 3-point field goals. And here's another one for her from behind the line, and that one rattled out. She's now 3 of 6 from downtown on the season. 16:20 left to go, second half. Elmhurst on top of the Bears by a point. That shot missed on the right block. It looked like Gilkey had a nice look at the hook, but couldn't get it to go down. And here's Swanson. Hand off to Devin Vaughn. Vaughn going to drive it inside. Sinnett for 3. Got it! Karen Sinnett with a 3-point knockdown. Elmhurst back out to their biggest lead at 4. It's 37-33, under 16 minutes to play in the game. Jordan Thompson brings it inside, gets triple teamed. She kicks it out to Bewin. Bewin inside the foul line, drives to the left side, hand off, and going in was Johansson. She's fouled and will go to the line. 3rd foul on the Blue Jays this half. That's Fiona McMahon's 2nd foul. It sends Johansson to the line. 6-foot sophomore guard out of Orinda, California. Lobs it in. She's now 2 for 2 at the line tonight, 10 for 12 on the season. 8 points for Johansson, trying to make it 9, and does. Elmhurst lead cut down to 2 at 37-35. 15:35 left to go in the second half. Devin Vaughn, Sinnett, another 3. Got it again! Karen Sinnett with 6 second half points, 8 points on the game for the Judson University transfer. Elmhurst now with their biggest lead at 5, 40-35. Jordan Thompson turnaround missed, rebound. It's Steph Vukotic with the bucket and the foul, and she continues to hurt Elmhurst in this game. Had 5 first half points. In limited action, she's been able to get it done. Vukotic, just 7 minutes in the first half, had 5 points. And now just checked into the game and has a layup and a foul, a chance for her second three-point play of the night. Vukotic hits it. And she has missed just 2 shots all season. She's 8 for 10 on the year. So Vukotic with a three-point play, and it's a 40-38 Elmhurst lead. Their lead back to 2, under 15 minutes to play. Nikki Moan back into the game for Elmhurst, trying to look backdoor for Vaughn, but she was shut off, and now this pass knocked away. Jordan Thompson again with the steal. Thompson driving it in, right block, takes her time, but missed it. On the rebound, a foul called. That's on McMahon, and that's her third. That's going to send Melissa Gilkey to the stripe. Stephanie Mitchell getting set to check in, along with Kim Schwartman for the Blue Jays. Gilkey will get 2 shots here. First one good. She is 3 for 4 from the free throw line in the game. Last year she was all-conference second team. She was also her conference's rookie of the year. Gilkey averaging 13 points a game. And her second one rattles the rim, no good. Elmhurst clinging to a 1-point lead at 40-39 over the number 8 ranked team in NCAA Division III. On the right wing, driving inside, Schwartman gets shut off. Nikki Moan, another 3, it's front rimmed. Rebound is picked up by Thompson. She's going to run with it, does not have numbers. Kim Schwartman nicely shuts her off. Thompson backs it out right of the circle. 14-15 left in the game. Crossover dribble, Thompson tried to pass it inside, and it's a kick on Kim Schwartman. Shooting-wise, the Blue Jays still have the edge, 44% to just 29% for the Bears. On the inbound, it's Gilkey. Her jumper way too strong. On the rebound there, it looked like Schwartman got knocked down by Alyssa Johansson. No call. And Johansson now has 6 points in the second half and 11 in the game. Elmhurst is trailing it 41-40 with 13:50 left. Stephanie Mitchell, foul line jumper, too strong, and the rebound is picked down by Melissa Gilkey. This is a 6-0 run for Washington after they had trailed 40-35. Jordan Thompson left of the lane, her jumper back rimmed. Nice rebound there by Katie Beth Bewin, and she's headed to the foul line. Bewin held scoreless so far tonight. That is 6 fouls on the Blue Jays this half. First shot is up and good. That foul was on Katie Swanson. She now has 2. Bewin just 1 for 5 from the line coming into this game. She's now 2 for 6. Freshman guard out of Edina, Minnesota. Lobs it in. 2 points for Bewin. It's now a 43-40 lead. And an 8-0 run for Washington as it's brought across by Schwartman. Schwartman to Godhart. Moan has it up top, looking for some help. They have 15 seconds to shoot it. Schwartman with the Blue Jays trailing by 3 with the basketball. Moan on the right wing. 8 seconds to shoot it. Mitchell to Godhart. 5 seconds to shoot. Godhart around the screen from Mitchell. Fires it up off the back rim. And the rebound is plucked down by Bewin. Bewin pushing it ahead, trying to extend this 8-0 run for the Bears. Thompson up top, now brings it to the right wing. Handoff, Bewin slashing into the lane, lays it in. That's a 10-0 run and a timeout, Blue Jays. They want a full timeout. Washington has a 45-40 lead over Elmhurst. What a run it's been, a 10-0 run. The biggest run of the game for either team. Washington had a 9-0 run during the first half of action. But this is where, in this timeout, Tethny Carrillo needs to find a way to get her Blue Jays back on track, as we're starting to see, especially in the turnover battle, Jordan Thompson continues to come away with steals. She now has 3 steals in the game, and that was an area where Elmhurst was holding the advantage during the first half, but now they have 15 turnovers, Washington with just 11, and Washington has been hitting the glass more in the second half. Elmhurst led at the half 22-20 in rebounding, but now Washington is on top 33-29. And how about this? The Bears have 20 offensive rebounds to just 11 for Elmhurst. So if you're looking for some difference makers in the game, those are it right now. And Elmhurst will try to come out of this timeout with an answer to this 10-0 run. Elmhurst had taken their biggest lead of the game at 5 when it was 40-35, but it's now a 45-40 lead for Washington. On the floor for Elmhurst, it's Kim Schwertman who has the ball. She's joined by Paige Picciotti, Stephanie Mitchell, Nikki Moan, and Tess Godhart, who's coming off that curl, lays it off the glass and in, and there's the answer Elmhurst needed. Godhart now has 6 points in the second half. She's into double figures with 10 on the game. She is leading all Elmhurst scores as Elmhurst within 3 now, 45-42, 12-19 to go, and off the missed shot, rebound by Nikki Moan. Here come the Blue Jays from left to right. This is Paige Picciotti. Picciotti being guarded tightly, and she'll get it away to Stephanie Mitchell. Now to the left wing, Schwertman. Down low, Godhart. Nice up and under move, didn't take the shot though. Moan driving inside. Godhart with that 15-footer, and she rings it up from the baseline. Godhart with 8 second half points, 12 on the game to lead the Blue Jays. Leading scorer in the game is Melissa Gilkey for the Bears with 13 points. And a quick 4-0 answer run here from Elmhurst. Now a travel is called. That was on Sheppers. The Blue Jays a chance to take the lead back. Trailing 45-44, 11:37 left to go in regulation. This is Schwertman across the timeline. Man-to-man defense now for Washington. They put on that 2-3 zone, and that helped them during that 10-0 run, and there's a steal by Sheppers. Sheppers guarded by Picciotti. She'll pull up with that tough 18-footer and miss. Questionable decision there, and the ball gets swung back outside, though, off the offensive rebound. That's now 20 offensive rebounds for the Bears. Crossover dribble, bring it inside. Bwin is grabbed. Some fans on the near side yelling their disapproval with that call. That's Tess Godhart, and that's her 4th foul. That is no good for the Blue Jays. She is leading the team with 12 points, right at her average of 12 points per game tonight. 45-44. Is the lead for Washington as Bwin goes to the line where she's 2 for 2 today. She'll put it in. Now Bwin will try to make it a 3-point lead. 11:03 left to go in the game. The second one, missed back iron. She got her own rebound. She knew it was off, and Bwin was able to chase it down. Fresh possession for the Bears. Here comes Bwin at the elbow, threw it inside, out of bounds. It's going to stay with Washington. Now a late substitution brings Alyssa Johansson back into the game. Maddie Sheppers to the bench for Washington. Washington with 5 NCAA titles under Nancy Fahey. This is a Division III powerhouse. Inbound off the screen. It's Johansson, missed the jumper, got her own rebound, and a foul on the rebound going up for that shot. That goes on Nikki Moan. Moan with her first foul, but that is 7 for Elmhurst. That is a 2-shot shooting foul, however. The Bears will shoot free throws the rest of the game. Every time that Elmhurst commits a defensive foul. First free throw is good for Johansson. She is 4 for 4 at the stripe. Johansson last year averaged 5.5 points per game as a freshman. Her father, Mark, played 4 years of college football at Purdue. She missed on the second try. Here comes Devin Vaughn. Nice pass to McMahon and can't get the roll. Stephanie Mitchell fighting for the rebound. McMahon clawing in there. She needs some help, and it's stolen away instead by Maddie Shepers. The Bears trying to add to their 3-point lead. Jumper is knocked down from 15 feet by Johansson. Johansson with 9 second half points. She has 14 to lead all scorers. Stephanie Mitchell up top. Elmhurst down by 5 again. Crossover dribble, and they'll back it outside. This is a 14-4 run that Washington's on. Mitchell inside is able to draw the foul. That one's on Jordan Reddick, her second. That's just the third foul of the half on Washington. Stephanie Mitchell will have 2 shots at it. Mitchell hits the first. She had 2 points in the first half. She's now 13 for 19 on free throws, came in 67% on the year. Mitchell, deep breath, and tries the second. Got it. Elmhurst trailing 49-46. 10 minutes left to go in the game. Driving it inside, Bwin. Bwin hands it off to Reddick. Back to Bwin on the left wing. Bwin being guarded by Claire Monroe, who's back in for Elmhurst. Now it goes to Shepers. Shepers around the screen. Confusion on defense, and she's able to blow past Vaughn and knock down that short 10-foot jumper. So Maddie Shepers, her first points of the second half. She now has 6. Devin Vaughn driving inside. That's a nice look. However, a better defensive play. Coming over was Jordan Thompson to bother that shot. That was actually Shepers who came over. She bothered the shot of Sinnett, and she did not put it up. 9:20 to go in the game. It's a 51-46 lead for the Bears over Elmhurst. Up top of the key, it's Gilkey. Nice backdoor feed, but it is ripped away, and a jump ball. It's going to stay with Washington. A 16-6 Bears run. They're going to bring Steph Vukotic back in. And Vukotic has done some damage with 8 points so far tonight. And that's in limited playing time. Vukotic has played just 9 minutes, has 8 points. And how about that? Turnaround hook from the right block. Steph Vukotic now 9 for 11 on field goals this season. Now it is a 7-point edge for the Bears. Pick and roll, McMahon lays it in. Back to a 5-point game with 8:39 left to play in it. Crossover dribble by Shepard. She's going to hand it off. Johansson at the free throw line is stopped by Vaughn. Pass inside, stolen away by Stephanie Mitchell. Here comes Sinnett. Blue Jays down by 5. Sinnett on the right wing, and it's a kick. 8:22 left to go. A timeout called by the Bears. It's a full timeout with Washington leading Elmhurst 53-48. Matt Friedman with you on Blue Jay TV. And we've seen Washington show their potential. Is on paper coming into this game, not a game that Elmhurst maybe would be expected to win, because Washington is the number 8 ranked team in the country by D3Hoops.com, and they blew out a co-college team that Elmhurst lost to 56-51 in their last contest. So just judging by that, I think that the Bears might have had an easier time with it, but Elmhurst playing a very scrappy game and hanging in there, and they took a lead as big as 5 at 40-35, but since then it is an 18-8 run. including a 10-0 run in there that the Bears have gone on. So now Tethny Carrillo needs to find a way for her team to get that score tied back up and give themselves a chance in the final 5 minutes or so of this game. Update on the leading scorer. It's Tess Godhart. She's leading Elmhurst with 12 points, shooting 5 for 8 from the field. Alyssa Johansson shooting 5 for 8 for the Bears, and she has 14 points. Elmhurst still shooting 44% from the field. The Bears are shooting 33%. Blue Jays are 4 for 9 from downtown, and how about this? The Bears are 0 for 7. They came in shooting 43% from long distance. Elmhurst looking to inbound. They're trailing by 5. 8:20 left to go. Fiona McMahon looking. Now gets it out top. Monroe back in the game. Devin Vaughn on the left wing. She's going to go to the other side of that screen but miss the layup. Nice job to bat it away, though, and Claire Monroe sticks with it. Fresh shot clock for the Blue Jays. Lob down low to Fiona McMahon. She gets shut off. She lobs it out. Sinet on the near side wing. Sinet, baseline drive is shut off, and she'll pass it out. Mitchell sets that screen for Monroe. Monroe dribbling with the left hand, finds the cutter. Devin Vaughn couldn't get it to fall. Rebound Vukotic. The Bears trying to add on to their 5-point lead. 7:40 left in the game. Bwin has it across the timeline. Guarded by Monroe. Nikki Moan gets set to check back in for the Blue Jays. On the right wing, Johansson. It goes up top to Gilkey. Gilkey gets it on the give and go, scores, and the foul. Stephanie Mitchell is called for her 3rd foul. That's 8 fouls this half on Elmhurst. Mitchell sits down, so does Claire Monroe. Schwertman is back for the Blue Jays, along with Nikki Moan. Gilkey with 6 second-half points. 15 on the game. She'll miss that back rim on the free throw attempt, but the rebound is collected by Johansson. Fresh possession here for Washington. Looking to add on to their 7-point lead. It's 55-48. Vukotic swings it over to Bwin. Bwin dumps it inside, and it's stolen away by Sinet. Now an injury timeout. Schwertman went down for the Blue Jays, and they're going to get a quick look to make sure that she's okay. Hopefully she is, but they're going to come out on the floor and have a look at her. It's a 55-48 lead for Washington over Elmhurst. A game where Elmhurst has battled hard, but right now a situation where they're down by 7 points, 7:05 left to go in the game. It is Elmhurst basketball, and we're awaiting this injury timeout as they check on Kim Schwertman. The Blue Jays in this second half led by Tess Godhart. She has 8 second-half points. And now they're going to help Kim Schwertman to her feet. And she is going to need help coming off the floor, favoring her right leg. And we hope that Kim Schwertman is okay. It is Blue Jays basketball. They trail 55-48 with 7:05 left in the action. Elmhurst breaks the huddle with Tess Godhart, Fiona McMahon, Devin Vaughn, Karen Sinet, and Katie Swanson, who checks in for Schwertman. Elmhurst trailing by 7. This run is now a 20-8 run for Washington. That included a 10-0 burst. Sinet on the right wing, backs it out, now looking for Godhart down low, brings it to the right block, and she was fouled. Bumped by Steph Vukotic, her first foul. That's 4 fouls on the Bears this half. Sinet looking to inbound for the Blue Jays. Still searching, and she needs to get that in, and does, to test Godhart. Now Vaughn. Vaughn top of the key. Godhart driving baseline past Vukotic, draws the foul. Vukotic called for the foul, her second. So 2 quick ones picked up by Vukotic. 5 now on Washington, so that's 2 away from putting the Blue Jays into the 1-1. 6:45 left to go. Godhart now 3 for 3 this afternoon from the line. She's 6 of 7 on the season. Godhart, a third-team all-conference selection last year, 12.6 points, 5.6 rebounds per game, and led the team shooting 55%. Second free throw missed as she split the pair. And off the rebound, Shepard's going to push it. Wide open Johansson with that jumper, and she drilled it. It's now an 8-point lead at 57-49. Around that screen is Swanson, drives down the middle. Handoff, Vaughn, a little 10-footer, too strong. Rebound out of bounds, and that goes back to the Bears. Timeout called by Tethny Carrillo and the Blue Jays with 6:21 to go. A 57-49 lead for the Bears over the Blue Jays. A game that the Blue Jays have been hanging around, but this second half so far has been dominated by Washington. It was tied at 28 going into the half, and already 29 points for Washington in the second half of action, as they have already eclipsed their total from the first half. Meanwhile, they have held Elmhurst to 21 points during this second half. Elmhurst now with 17 turnovers, 14 for Washington. And looking at the rebounds, Washington leading 38-33, but a big factor is that 23 of those rebounds are offensive boards. They're leading 23-12 in offensive rebounds. And now the rebound update, it's 40-32 in favor of Washington. So that has definitely helped to tilt the game in their favor, as the Blue Jays, really in that first half, they were able to take the lead because of creating turnovers and then running transition offense. That has not happened for them so far in the second half. It's been Washington who has done that. 6:21 to go, a 57-49 lead for Washington over the Blue Jays, and it's the Bears who bring it right to left. That's Jordan Thompson, and she gives it up to Jordan Reddick. Now up top, Melissa Gilkey. Gilkey out to Johansson, deep jumper, rattled out, rebound by McMahon. Fiona McMahon passes it ahead to Sinet. Sinet will slow it down, 6 minutes left to go. Blue Jays trail by 8. Sinet pushes it to the wing, and that's Swanson out of bounds. She had looked up for her lane before she had the basketball, and that's why it went out of bounds. Back to the Bears. Thompson brings it up, 5:50 left to go. Thompson to the left wing, Gilkey, guarded by Godhart. Gets swung around to the far side, and they get it back to Gilkey, who has the layup and the foul. Melissa Gilkey has been as advertised. Gilkey now has 17 points in the game. Gilkey leading all scores. Godhart fouls out. That will bring Stephanie Mitchell in. So Godhart fouls out of this contest with 13 points. She had a rebound. She was 5 of 8 from the field, 3 of 4 at the foul line. Melissa Gilkey's free throw is good for her three-point play. And it's the biggest lead of the night now for Washington at 60-49. They led by 10 in the first half. Elmhurst led by as many as 5 in this second half. McMahon missed on the doorstep, and Shepard's with the rebound. She's going to push. Sheppers across the timeline. Here's Gilkey with the pull-up off the rim. Rebound. Sheppers keeps it alive, and another crack at it for the Bears, trying to add to their 11-point lead. They had trailed 40-35. And since then, it's a 25-9 run for the Bears over the Blue Jays. And there's Gilkey from the right block. Melissa Gilkey now with 20 points. She's showing why she was a preseason All-American honorable mention. Devin Vaughn, left wing, shakes off the screen, now gives it to Fiona McMahon. McMahon looking down low. Mitchell turns, hooks, and draws the foul. Stephanie Mitchell to the stripe. She has 4 points in the ball game and is 2 for 2 from the line. Elmhurst down 13 as that free throw is good. Mitchell out of Roscommon, Michigan, where she was first team All-State as a senior at Roscommon High School. Mitchell will hit both. 4 points for her in the second half, 6 on the game. 62-51, Washington leading. Now a 2-3 zone defense deployed by Elmhurst. Right wing, it's Sheppers. Sheppers dumps it down low. Good ball movement, gets it over to Johansson, threw it inside, knocked away by McMahon. 4:24 left in this one. Elmhurst played to a tie after the first half at 28. They led 40-35, but it's been mostly all Bears in the second half. On the rebound, there's a foul call, the push on Gilkey, and that's going to send it the other way. The Blue Jays will go to the line, and it's Stephanie Mitchell who returns there. Third foul on Melissa Gilkey, and that is 7 fouls on the Bears. Stephanie Mitchell takes a deep breath, puts it up, and good. She's now 5 for 5 at the line, all in the second half. Second one follows the first one in. So Mitchell 6 of 6 at the stripe in this second half of action. The Blue Jays cut the lead down to 9. It's 62-53. 4:10 left in the game. Sheppers 3 rattles in. Hit every part of the rim and the backboard. And it's a 65-53 lead for the Bears on that Sheppers 3 knockdown. Now Sinet tries to answer, and it's off the front rim, no good. The rebound is collected by Jordan Reddick. .338 left to play. Sheppers tries again, got it again. This time, nothing but net. Back-to-back threes for Sheppers. She has 12 points. Biggest lead of the game now at 15, 68-53 for the Bears, and the ball goes out of bounds near side. The near side official asks the far side official, who says it's out of bounds off of Elmhurst, back to Washington. 3:15 left to go in the game. And it's a timeout called by Elmhurst. The Blue Jays have made things a lot tougher this afternoon on Nancy Fahey and the Washington Bears, and I think they believed it was going to be. Maybe that was part of the problem, especially during the first half and then early in the second half when Elmhurst grabbed the 5-point lead. But the Bears have really shown here during the majority of the second half why they came in ranked as the number 8 team in the country and why they have one of the best coaches, not just in Division III, but really in all of college basketball with all the accomplishments of Nancy Fahey, as Fahey became the fastest coach in NCAA women's basketball history to 600 wins. That was last season. She did it in just her 706th game, and she is currently 4th in win percentage among all NCAA coaches. That includes Gino Auriemma of Connecticut. He is the 2nd best win percentage out of current coaches in college basketball. And Fahey also became the first NCAA Division III coach or player inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and that was this summer in Knoxville, Tennessee. So a very special honor, and shows just what she has done for this program. 5 national titles. The Bears with the basketball, they lead by 15, biggest lead of the game. 3:10 left to play in it. On the right wing, it's Maddie Shepard. She had it poked away. She'll run back over half court and pick it up after it was deflected. Now 3 minutes left. This is Jordan Thompson. Thompson guarded by Picciotti. She's going to give it up to Anda. Pull up with the jumper. It's across the rim. No good. McMahon clawing for the rebound. It's picked up by Nikki Moan for the Blue Jays. We have 2:40 left to play, 68-53. Washington leading the Blue Jays. Mitchell at the top of the key. Mitchell with 15 seconds left to shoot it. Gives it up to McMahon. Now to Devin Vaughn. Vaughn dribbles with the right hand, crosses over, brings it to the foul line, all the way in. Left-hand layup missed, but she's headed to the line. That's Shepard's 4th foul. And 8 this half on Washington. The Blue Jays will go to the line with 2:22 left. Devin Vaughn, 4 points. All of them came in the first half. She's 1 for 2 at the line this season. Vaughn 2 for 7 from the field today, has 4 rebounds, 3 assists. She rattled the first one out. But she has been riddled with foul trouble. 3 fouls in the game, and 2 of them came in the first half. Vaughn's second is good. She splits the pair. And now it's a 14-point lead at 68-54. Full court pressure from the Blue Jays. Johansson trying to get away from it and passes it across to Jordan Thompson. Anda drives inside. That's a nice look, and Shepard has the easy lay-in. And Maddie Shepard has 10 second-half points, 14 on the game. 2 minutes left to play. A 16-point lead for the Bears at 70-54. A game that really has been a lot closer than the final score might indicate. Devin Vaughn drives all the way in, couldn't finish on the layup. 1:45 to go. The Bears sitting on a 16-point lead. Now the Bears have dominated this second half, make no mistake about that, but the Blue Jays gave them a surprise by having the game tied at half, leading by as many as 5 in this second half. Shepard with 7 seconds to shoot. It's Thompson. Thompson gives it up. 3 seconds to shoot. Johansson will give it to Shepard. Not in time on the shot there. It will not count. Blue Jays with the basketball, trailing by 16. 1:18 left to play. Elmhurst will bring Katie Swanson back in, along with Claire Monroe. Nishi Tavernier back in. Lucy Montgomery also checking back in for Washington. Jessie Rosen comes in for the first time. Devin Vaughn brings it across the timeline. Vaughn all the way in. Gave it up to Fiona McMahon. Back to Vaughn. Vaughn right side baseline. She's trying to spin inside. McMahon 15-footer across the rim. And the rebound goes to Rosen. A minute left to play. Washington on top 70-54 over the Blue Jays. The Bears are headed to a 4-1 start. The Blue Jays will be 2-2. And in the all-time series between these teams, Washington will have a 3-1 lead. Steph Vukotic comes back. Lindsey Kaminsky in for the first time for the Bears. Inbound by Rosen. Tavernier, 15 seconds to shoot it. Guarded tightly by Claire Monroe. The Blue Jays have not stopped playing. Ball gets flipped inside off Kaminsky out of bounds with 40.8 seconds left. And here for the Blue Jays, this should be the last full possession of the game, as you figure the Bears will just let the clock run out when they get the ball back, leading by 16. Ball goes outside to Nikki Moan, lobs it inside Mitchell. Nice ball movement. It comes along to the near side. Strelu now to Mitchell. 12 seconds to shoot it, 20 seconds left in the game. Under 10 to shoot. Inside Mitchell with that left hook, and it's off the rim. Rebound tapped, and it's saved in to Tavernier, and she will most likely run out. They're going to reset the game clock, I believe, first. They're going to turn off the shot clock. 9.8 seconds left on the clock. Washington University in St. Louis leading the Blue Jays 70-54, as they're going to talk about the clock a little bit more here. 9.8 seconds left to play. They're at the scores table right now discussing exactly how much time is left on that clock. 12.5 seconds to go. It's trivial at this point. The Bears will inbound under some pressure from the Blue Jays, but they will then just try to run the clock out. They inbound to Tavernier. Tavernier brings it up. She's pressured in the backcourt. 5 seconds left to go in it. And now the clock will expire. The Bears of Washington University in St. Louis beat the Elmhurst Blue Jays by a final of 70-54. We'll take a look at some of the final numbers from tonight's game, as this game was very much in question throughout, at least the first half and early in the second half, as Elmhurst gave number 8 Washington all that they could handle. Elmhurst went into half tied at 28. They led 40-35 early on in the second half, but then they were outscored 35-14 for the rest of that second half of action. Washington was led by Melissa Gilkey. She scored 20 points, 8 of 15 shooting the ball. 16 points for Alyssa Johansson, 14 for Maddie Sheppers to lead Washington. Tess Godhart led the Blue Jays with 13 points on the night. 8 points apiece for Karen Sinnett, Stephanie Mitchell, and Fiona McMahon. 6 points for Kim Schwertman, 5 for Devin Vaughn for the Blue Jays this afternoon. Fiona McMahon led everybody with 3 steals, 3 assists apiece for Devin Vaughn and Claire Monroe. On the rebounding side, it was Fiona McMahon. She had 8 rebounds to go along with her 8 points, and that led the Blue Jays here tonight as they fall by a final score of 70-54. Both teams shot 38% from the field. The Blue Jays 4 for 10, 40% from downtown, while the Bears were 2 for 9, 22%. Blue Jays 10 of 12 at the line. The Bears were 16 for 24. 16 turnovers for the Bears, 19 turnovers committed by the Blue Jays, and they were out-rebounded. The Blue Jays were 46-35 in this one. 10 steals for Elmhurst, 8 for Washington. And again, the final score, Washington 70 and Elmhurst 54. I'm Matt Friedman, and this has been another presentation of Blue Jay TV.